Today's topic: marriage doesn't guarantee true love. It doesn't guarantee a future lifelong successful soulmate level relationship either. I'm not against marriage itself. I'm against getting married for all the wrong reasons, or getting married just to get married. Now, sadly, this is continuing to be the case for most couples out there, and I'll explain exactly why. Now, once again, I'm not against marriage itself. I'm just here to make sure that people are getting married for the right reasons, and you'll be a little bit surprised, and maybe not so surprised at the very end and during this entire presentation as to why I say this. First of all, I strongly believe that people should be able to get married and divorced without the need for lawyers to get involved. Such a legal mess. When one partner divorces the other must simply accept a divorce and move on. No fighting over anything, similar to a prenuptial agreement, if you will. I also believe that as a consequence for getting divorced, the couple should not be allowed to remarry. That way, people will finally understand that marriage is written with a permanent marker and not to be taken lightly, because love is all or nothing and nothing less. So as you can imagine, very serious about this topic. Unfortunately, people just get married for the party, for the dress, for the show, because they think that's just the next step in their life. We're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right. So right off the bat, let's go over all the wrong reasons for getting married. Oh boy. All right. So thinking that your biological clock is quickly running out. You don't have to get married if you want to have children. I'm going to go ahead and just say that. Just because everyone else gets married and later has children doesn't mean you have to. I know this is not popular, but just hear me out. If you want to develop a future soulmate level relationship, you can't go through life doing what other people do, just because it looks and sounds appropriate. Your future happiness depends on choosing the perfect partner to spend the rest of your life with. This is not a time to be singing, for example, Whitney Houston's "How Will I Know?" The fact is, you must know your partner 100%. Before even thinking about getting married or spending the rest of your life with them, whether you both decide to get married or not. You can't rush a lifelong relationship. We're talking about for the rest of your life here. You can't force one to happen either. You can't allow your family, friends, or society to pressure you into getting married. That's a big problem. The right thing to do is to do what you want to do. If your partner truly loves you, then marriage is not a requirement. I know this is not the popular opinion, but this is precisely why so many marriages fail. They just take it like a next stepping stone in their life. So let's go over the wrong reasons. I'm fertile or fertile. So they want kids. I want kids. Okay. You can have kids without having to get married, right? I say this because what if you're getting involved with the wrong person? So it's up to you if you want to have kids and you don't know if they're the right person yet. That's your call. That's your freedom to do so. I'm getting old because I'm supposed to. Okay, so just because you're getting old, once again, being fertile, or just because you feel like you're supposed to because you're becoming of age, we'll go a little bit over that as well. Everyone else is getting married. I want a soulmate. So you feel like you have to get married. Newsflash. That's not how it works. I want to be happy in the future. So that's why you got married too. That's just not how it happens. So we're going to get into it, but just know that these are the wrong reasons for getting married. As I said in the very beginning, marriage is not magic. It's not some magical thing where you guys put on a couple of rings on your fingers and everything's magically going to come together. You know, let's just go ahead and hope to the world that it's going to work out. No, that's called gambling. At the very end of this presentation, I'm going to tell you exactly what it takes in order to be 100% guaranteed, know for sure that you guys are going to succeed 100%. But in order to understand that, we have to go over a little bit more. So let's go ahead and go over it. You can't live life in fear. In this case, women who fear they are getting older, so they have to hurry up and find someone to have children with. This is horrible. Here's a bit of advice. Women are not required to have children. Imagine that. If they're not sure they want to become mothers, this is a very big, important point here. Being a mother is so much responsibility. Not just for yourself, experiencing motherhood, but also for your child or children that you choose to have. Because I tell you what, that's the future right there. You better be ready if that's what you want to do. Don't just get pregnant because you're fertile. That's the wrong answer. Becoming a mother, just to become a mother, is one of the most foolish decisions a woman can possibly make. Such mothers usually end up blaming their children, holding them responsible for the mother sacrificing their life to have children. Such mothers live just to live without love. These are the highly toxic, nagging mothers who blame their children for the mother not having an exciting, happy life. This happened not only in my case, as a matter of fact, but with countless other cases whose mothers abused them, treating them like property and not with the love that they deserve as children. There are unbelievably remarkable, beautiful women who are loving and caring in their 40s or 50s. This is where having children is no longer important. And it's completely okay, I want everybody to know, to never become a mother or father. You don't have to. Nobody said you had to become a mother or father. It's not a required experience in this life. Your future happiness as future soulmates is all that should matter. So I go ahead and put this fertility chart up here, this timeline. This is where all the anxiety and big mistakes happen. So you make the decision to have kids when you're 18, fresh out of high school. You're like, oh yeah, I just want to be so fertile and I want to make sure that I get married with the right guy and the right girl, and let's just hope for the best. Let's just toss that coin in the fountain and wish, for the best. It doesn't work that way. Or maybe when you're 25 to 30, now you're really starting to panic, that midlife crisis. 31 to 35. And then 36 to 40, you're already having lots of anxiety. See, this is what's so wrong in the realm of love, especially in today's modern world, which is always getting more and more chaotic. Ages 41 to 45. Oh, now it's dangerous to have a child. The fertility levels are so low. This is all we care about? What about the relationship itself? Are you guys even prepared to become mother and father? Even a couple, for starters? Because that's what should come first. Are you guys the perfect couple? Because if you don't believe in perfection, forget about it. Forget about it. It's not, you guys are going to be poor mothers and fathers out there if you guys can't get everything correct with just being a couple. You can't go to step number 3 if you didn't master steps 1 and 2. And I'm going to get a little bit into that as well. But for now, let's go ahead and proceed, shall we? Let's now go over all the right reasons for getting married. So here you go. Here's my answer to everybody out there even thinking about getting married in the future. If you both ever want to get married, perfection guarantees future success. If you don't believe in the proven art of perfection, then you are definitely not ready to get married, or even be in a serious relationship for that matter. The perfect couple means no arguments, maximum maturity, maximum sexual pleasure with a soul-level connection, no fear or doubts, worshiping each other, and being obsessed within. If you're not obsessed with each other, then there's no future happiness. Every day means you love each other more than yesterday. In other words, we are talking about spending the rest of your lives together. We are talking about uniting two people as one. Marriage is supposed to be the spiritual soul level unity of the perfect man with the perfect woman. If you or your partner is not perfect, then your marriage will fail. Sorry, the bearer of bad news, right? If that's what your current status is, you're not going to make it. This is precisely why the divorce rate is always sky high. It's because lazy, unintelligent, unwise, insincere, non-passionate people think that getting married will magically solve any future problems. Or they foolishly believe that marriage is supposed to be full of ups and downs. Oh, that's just the way life is. Ups and downs? Really? Really? Would you want to get on an airplane that has ups and downs? I don't think so. Would you want to get into a car that's going to have, it's going to break down, mid travel, maybe break down a few times along the way? No. You got the spare tire in case of an emergency, but, you got the jack and everything, emergency cones, a triangle. You got your cell phones in case of emergency with the emergency numbers. Like, look, I get it, but you don't. The ideal case is for your car not to break down, for that airplane in the sky not to have an engine failure or double all the engines fail. Oh, we're going down, but hey, that's c'est la vie. That's just the way life is. No. And do you want your day to go great, or do you want problems? You want to be panicking? You want a stressful day, or you want a day as free of stress as possible? This is what perfection is all about, people. Don't even talk about being in a couple if you don't have perfection on your mind and in your heart. Because if you don't believe in perfection, you're not going to go anywhere. And I always bring out the example of the gymnast going for that Olympic medal. If they had the mindset of, well, coach, maybe I win, maybe I lose. No, that coach is going to kick you in the butt. And he's going to say, you get out there and you grab that gold medal. We've been training years for this moment. And just so you can come out today, the day of your performance that we've been training so hard on, and say, well, maybe I'll fall. Maybe I'll get a 0 out of 10. That's going to be one upset coach. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to marry anybody if I was single. Think about getting married with anybody who's talking like that. Well, we can get together and maybe we'll argue a lot, but you know what? Everybody argues. Maybe we'll break up and get divorced one day. Hey, it happens. Excuse me. I don't want to even touch you with the 20 or 30-foot pole, okay? Get away from me. That should be your guys' attitude too, because you should expect from your partner just as much as what you expect from yourself. So if perfection is on the plate, you can't go wrong. Understand? So let's go over these things. You should be able to look your partner in the eye and say as a couple, we make the perfect couple. If you guys can't say that, we make the perfect couple, you're not ready for marriage. You're not ready for a lifelong commitment. You have to be able to say that with 100% certainty. I'm not kidding here. That's why I wrote my book, Perfect Soulmates, Love Requires Perfection. You see that subtitle? It's not an option. Why do you think it's a subtitle? And then my 1-hour video course is Love Requires Perfection, because I go into it even deeper. So they complement each other, the book and the 1-hour video course, for a reason. It all revolves around the art of perfection. So if you believe, then you can achieve. But if you don't believe, you're not going to achieve anything. And that applies to anything in life. If you want to become a master at anything, you have to pass that black belt test. You have to pass captain school in the Army in order to become a captain, or whatever it is. You have to pass the SATs. Life is just one big test. So you're not going to go into the test without having studied and trying to do the best possible. And you have to have a no excuse attitude if you want the best of the best. So being realistic, well, raise your expectations, and then your realism, what you expect to be realistic, goes up. The bar is raised. That's how perfection is achieved. So another thing you guys should say as a couple, I have no fear or doubts. That's very powerful right there. I have no fear or doubts. Both of you should be able to say that to each other. Because guess what? If there's any ounce of fear or doubts and be like, well, honey, let's just see what happens. I'm not getting married. I don't think so. Not with a person like that. Because trust is the most important part of any relationship. That means there's no trust if you have any fear or doubts about each other. You guys better iron out every single little detail. Oh, we don't have time. You're kidding, right? You don't have time? You're not taking your relationship serious enough. We have no arguments. The third thing on this list. If you guys are still arguing over the most ridiculous things and say, well, that's our ups and downs, you're not ready. So once again, it's not that I'm against marriage. I'm just saying this is how serious marriage should be taken. Or if you're not going to get married, which I advise, not getting married because it's not a requirement in order to fall in love with someone that you truly love. Marriage is not a requirement. But you still can't have arguments. You have to actually be on the level of soulmate level. Look at this one on the list, the fourth one. We worship each other. If you can't say the word worship or we're obsessed with each other, no, the love is not strong enough. Are you obsessed with your partner? Do you think about them every single day? Are you anxious to see them? And if you say that that's being too needy or clingy, you're wrong. You're too immature. You're not going to make it. It's not about being needy and clinging. Are you serious? I've seen some people more attentive to their pet dog or cat than to their own partner. They love their pet more than their partner. I've seen this. It's really sad. I'm like, wow, if you were to love your partner as much as you love that pet of yours, you would have a perfect marriage. That's how much love they give to their pets and not to their own partners. It's a sad world. A lot of cases like that. Or they dedicate all their energy to their career, to their job. Like, look, I get it. It's your responsibility, but you're in a relationship. You might want to put that as a priority. Yes, even before your own job. And if your job is preventing that from happening, you better think about changing careers. Just a little bit of advice. All right, so we worship each other. Another part, our sex life is perfect. Like I said in my previous stream. So, eroticism, sexuality, and sensuality. You guys have to become masters in that realm of love. Your sex life has to be perfect. So, she gives you everything you want, men out there, and he gives you everything you want for the women out there. And you better know what you want when it comes to the bed, the bedroom, sex, your intimacy, your sex life. You got to know what you want, and they got to be able to deliver. It's not a business. It's a necessity. It's a desire. It's a fantasy. All right, so the next one on the list, we place each other first before anything, as I said before. Anything. So your mother can't come before your partner, but you better respect your mother if they're a loving mother. I'm just saying. You're not supposed to forget about them and all the good things they've done. If you had a bad mother, I understand. You can go ahead and estrange them. That's your choice. But if you had a great mother, then your partner should respect your mother. And you better respect theirs as well. In other words, the parents that raised you, if they're loving parents, then they still deserve that respect from your partner as well. So, otherwise, they don't respect your previous life that you've had growing up. They don't respect you as a person. It's all inclusive. It's one big family at that point. Because when you guys have kids, if you decide to have kids, there's grandchildren involved. And you owe that to your parents to allow access to the grandchildren. If they treated you right, if they're great parents, if they really love you, they deserve that. Give them that pleasure, that honor of establishing a relationship with the grandkids. I've seen a lot of disrespectful, ungrateful people out there who completely exile their parents who love them so much just because they're selfish and narcissistic. And it's very, very sad behavior. It really is. It's not even greed. It's just pure evil. Why would you exclude your loving parents who just want to be a part of your life? And you're like, no, I'm going to weaponize my kids, which is their grandkids, right? The grandchildren against your parents. Why would you do that? But it happens. It's a phenomenon today. It's a form of abuse, actually. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Every day we love each other more. Yes, every single day. You think that's an exaggeration? Well, newsflash, it isn't. So when I say you should love each other more every day, so tomorrow you're going to love your partner more than yesterday, right? That's true. Yeah, look, you're not going to understand it if you don't feel it. I feel it every single day. I love my partner more than yesterday. So you guys should be growing together, growing stronger, more passionate, more thoughtful, more intelligent and wise. Otherwise, you guys are just going through the motions. As I said, I made a big point in the beginning of this stream. You guys are just going through the motions, and that's not the right answer. So yes, how do I feel about marriage? I feel that it's something extremely serious that people aren't taking serious. Oh, I just want to go through the ceremony. I want the cake. I want all the people invited to the party. It's all about the smoke and mirrors and, the cameras and the big show and the photos and the dress and the tux, the suit. It's all just it's all just, imaginary in the mind. And then once you have it, guess what? It's the dress stays in the closet, the tux stays in the closet and just collecting dust. And then people pull them out maybe once a year in the future to celebrate their anniversary, whatnot. I get it. But if it's just a show, that's the wrong answer. The rings that you place around each other's finger, that should actually mean everything to you guys, that you guys are together forever. There's no marching backwards. There's no fear or doubt, okay? So, let's go ahead and move on. All right. So, the perfect couple, which does exist, by the way. Anybody who says otherwise, they're not fit to be in any relationship. Whether married or not, believes in achieving the impossible, knows that perfection exists, does whatever it takes to create and maintain a flawless, lifelong relationship. That's the love that I have every single day. It's time for you to do the same. If you made it this far in this presentation, it means you want to feel maximum happiness in your life. So my book and 1-hour video course can quickly help you get you there if you're that serious. But that's for you to decide. That's all I have for right now for my Perfect Soulmates Army. Much love and take care to everybody out there. If you look at what I have here, you should be able to say, men out there, you are my queen to your partner, and your partner better say, women out there, you are my king or my emperor or whatnot, okay? My sultan, if you will. So I will do anything for you. I will always be your fantasy. If you don't hear words like this, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. This had better be the new normal out there for relationships everywhere, for couples everywhere. Otherwise, you're going to become a statistic. Both of you. You guys are going to end up in the divorce bracket, in the breakup statistic, and you're going to be miserable, and you're going to end up hating the other sex. Oh, I hate all men. I hate all women. Just grumpy and miserable every day. I don't want that for you guys. I don't want that for any of you out there. You have to take a lifelong relationship seriously. So if you're not an expert yet, work on it. And if your partner's not an expert yet, well, help them. And put everything on the table, as I said previously. Because perfection, that's what I'm all about. And that's what you should be all about as well. Anybody who downplays perfection and says perfection doesn't exist, there's nobody's perfect, all this nonsense, those are the ones who want to bring you down in this life. So don't pay any attention to them. Trust me. Because if you do, you're going to end up just as miserable as they are. They're not promising you anything beautiful like I am. I'm saying it's up to you. The future's in your hands. I'm not telling you that perfection doesn't exist because I know it does exist. It's a beautiful thing. But you have to earn it, and so does your partner. You both have to earn it together. That's the secret. And once again, you can't be happy living all on your own, all by yourself, all alone, with your cat or your dog, That's not how one becomes happy in this life. You need your other half to form one complete heart, right? Two halves of a heart. So with that said, I hope you guys take this stream seriously. Once again, I have to say, I'm not against marriage. I'm just saying that it's just not being taken as seriously as it should. That doesn't apply to every couple out there. I know there's some couples out there who are very just dead serious about marriage. But maybe they're not serious about perfecting their marriage. So they think just because they're together for 20, 30, 40 years, that equates, the best relationship ever. No. How good are those 20, 30, or 40 years? Do you have unforgettable memories for every single year that you guys are together? Can you guys remember them? Do you guys really worship each other? Are you guys obsessed with each other to this day? It's all about quality, not quantity of how many years you guys been together. But in the end, it will be about quantity because it's the quantity of quality, if you will. That means so many years of high quality, relationship material, right? Now that's the time of your life, and that's called perfection. So with that said, much love. Take care, everybody. Until next time.